Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is the 10th of July 2022, and today's video is about an eye for an eye. It's actually rather what Gandhi said: an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. We are to look into that with the present situation that we are in, and the picture I chose to put on this video is a picture that the BBC Arabic put on their page when the Copenhagen shooter started to shoot, and we didn't know if he was from the Muslim Brotherhood or he is somebody else. So in anticipation to protect the Muslim Brotherhood, otherwise I don't have any other way to explain that. Why do you have a Muslim woman with her daughter and she looks like on the phone calling for help? This was an anticipation because they know people who do such things mainly from the Muslim Brotherhood. So in anticipation to sympathize with them, I don't have any problem sympathizing with people. However, it seems to be the news and the mass media have an agenda, in my opinion, and I can be very wrong, but let's see. The media is known to, as we say in Egypt, they will play music as the leader asks them to do. But also the media has leftist trend. So what they want is actually, practically, they say it. They want government to control the people. They want one leader on top, like in China, especially when it was so tight. North Korea, Venezuela, one guy on top of the world actually, if possible, and the pyramid shape, everybody under this guy, and the direction come from above to his gang next to him, and the gang will go to their gang, the one beneath them, and until it reaches the average person on the street, and everybody does the same thing. So communism, socialist communists, love this ideology and this system, although it never really proven to be effective or successful. None of the people or the countries who adapted this way of thinking and this style, this ideology, have succeeded to do anything. All right. Recently, even China, if it didn't loosen the grip and let people breathe and to make their own decision, China would have been as miserable as 20 years ago. The same thing apply to the Islamic Caliphate. The Muslim Brotherhood, they believe to have the ideal world, to have the kingdom of heaven on earth, the Ethiopia, is to apply the system of caliphate. The caliphate, the main man on top, and the pyramid style, and everybody says yes sir. Literally, actually, they say sam'an wa ta'a, meaning I hear your order and I obey, humbly obey. That's it. You don't think. You are not actually required to think. If you think, you will go to hell. Okay, so that is the media, because actually in hadith, Islamic hadith, there is a hadith, maybe I should leave it in the description box. Anyway, it's not really the issue, but the hadith says, assist your brother whether he is a victim or a victimizer. If he is victimizing somebody else, still you have to assist him. So if my brother, let's say, go to my neighbor, kill the husband, rape the wife and the daughter, and the police come, ask, do you have any idea what happened here? My obligation as one of these Muslim Brotherhood is to protect my brother and say, I have no clue. Of course, I'm not saying if your brother, let's say, he drinks or I mean, we all have some, nobody's clean 100%, let's put it this way. Let's say I like to drink, and I drank and I was somewhat drunk and I drove and I came home and I didn't do anything. I didn't hit anybody. So I don't think my brother, I mean, the thing happened, it was wrong, but I didn't hurt anyone and I made it home safely. I don't think it's more moral for my brother if this happened once and I said, okay, that will never happen again, or if my brother did that and he promised never to do that again and nobody was hurt. I don't think in that case I'm going to go to the police and report him. You see, there is certain morality that people agreed to, certain norms, and okay, it was wrong, nobody got hurt, but to go and purposefully kill the man of the house and rape his wife or his daughter or both, even if you say I'm not going to do that again, I will have to report you, even if you are my father, if you are my brother, if you are my son. Okay, so that is the relationship between the media and the Muslim Brotherhood. Support them anyway. So somebody is shooting, start to protect the Muslims, the Muslim Brotherhood. So put something for people to sympathize with them. Is like they are saying, anticipating to say, you see, Muslims are victims like everyone else. You see, the woman and her daughter are terrorized. And, you know, because the moment I heard, not only me, I'm sure many people heard that there was shooting in a shopping mall in Denmark, my head went straight. A Muslim, one of the Muslim Brotherhood, was applying his Islamic teaching from the Muslim Brotherhood to the average people on the street. That may have happened also, went to the media head, so they won't anticipate to say, well, not all Muslims are the same. You see these Muslims here in the picture, they are as terrorized as everyone else. They are victim of these crazy Muslims. They have nothing to do with Islam. No. This is, they are supporting their brothers. Okay? They have the same thought. They want total control, because when there will be need for them, if there is really a dictatorship, and either whether it is a caliphate or a dictator like Kim Jong-un on top, the most needed people now is the propaganda people, is the media. So they will have better jobs, they will get paid more, they will have more influence. So yes, they work with these people. They want that system more than anyone else. Okay, that takes us in the Jewish faith. There's a penalty if you do something, which is good actually. Some if you, I mean, it's not like I don't agree with forgiveness, but I'm going to explain that what I mean by that. An eye for an eye, and here we have a man like Gandhi. He said an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind ultimately, and that's true. That's true. But also, I really don't think Gandhi meant that if somebody come to pluck your eye, forgive him, and if he come and pluck the other eye, forgive him, and if he pluck your wife's eye, forgive him, and so on and so forth, and he does the same to your children and keep forgiving. No, no, I really doubt very, very much that what Gandhi meant. Gandhi was talking about letting go. Okay, you get hurt, and if we continue with this kind of thinking, I go and kill one of them as they killed one of my people, and they come back to take revenge, and we go back to take revenge. It's a vicious cycle, will never end. But if you forgive them, and I think this is what Gandhi meant, and if he didn't mean that, I will not agree with him. I think what Gandhi meant, let go of one violation and try to make peace. I believe this is what Gandhi meant, not to wait until they beat you up and destroy you and kill you and get rid of you and your family and your people and everyone else and your country and take it for themselves. No. And the same thing actually, that also with all respect to Christian and Christianity and what Christ, what Jesus said, excuse me, if somebody hit you on the right cheek, give him the left cheek. I don't think Jesus meant he give him the left cheek and then turn the right cheek again and the left and the right and let him keep beat you up. No. Once. Only once. And if he meant keep turning, I'm sorry, I will disagree with him. I have no problem with that. Okay? Yes, I forgive once, with the condition that this person recognize and realize that he did wrong, and he promises, he or she, that they will never do that again. However, the Muslim Brotherhood, you get away with that. The Muslim Brotherhood, we hear about them like the people in Nigeria. They are afraid of saying who did the shooting. They are afraid to speak to the young lady, on behalf of the young lady whom she been beaten, and as she was dying, they set her on fire. And the people are afraid to talk. Why? Because they know they will come back for them, and they will do with them what they did with this lady. Or they will, if they did shooting in your church or your synagogue or what have you, I don't know how many religions in Nigeria, but let's say they have also Buddhists and Hindus and let's say an atheist that they meet in a club every Sunday or every whatever day. They go and shoot them. If the people in Nigeria really don't have the guts to stand up, you already lost. However, there is a good sign. Somebody told me that there was a Nigerian woman who went to church having a shotgun with her. or I can't remember, a type of a rifle. And hey, like that, you're putting the brakes. You're giving a signal. You come to shoot at me, I will shoot back. I'll shoot you dead. Enough. Until now, I did not hear that the government of India stood up with the lady who spoke the truth. She said the founder of the Islamic religion, that's in the books. She can open the book. She had it. And if you don't believe her, go and Google it. The founder of the Islamic religion at the age of 51, he got married to a 6-year-old child. At the age of 54, he consummated the sexual relationship with a 9-year-old. This is a fact. This lady did not bring something from her own head, or somebody said something that's untrue. Yet, the government of India is asking her to apologize. No, you do that, you're actually giving a signal to the terrorist of the Muslim Brotherhood to do that again. In a way, indirectly, the government capitulated to the terrorist activity. And pretty soon, if this is the situation, you can see later on they went to the tailor's shop because he shared something on his social media about Islam. Actually, he shared that subject, that the founder of Islam, this is, I'm sorry, this is rape. What else would you call it? More than rape, this is actually pedophilia. 9 years old, what does she know about this? What would a 9 years old, I mean, try to just understand the how awkward for a 54 years old and a 9 years old. This is like the age of her grandfather, with each other naked in bed. It is just, and this is really disgusting, and they know that, so they want to hide it. And since you are sharing it on the social media, you're not hiding it. You're exposing the filth that came 1400 years ago. You're exposing us. Yes. And by asking this lady to apologize, I'm sorry, India can do whatever they want, but I'm telling you what's in the head of these people later on. It's not to apologize. If you apologize, that means to them a signal that you capitulated. And if somebody else later on, like this tailor, share this, it means you are trying to keep it going. You are exposing us, so I'm going to kill you, to give a signal to the rest of the country. If you try to expose us, we will keep killing you, as we do in Nigeria, as we do in Egypt, as we do in many places when we are exposed, when the people know how filthy this kind of ideology is. Don't expose us. This is not the answer. Today, the Islamic world, actually, all the Muslims are divided. I don't know the percentage, but from what I read on the media, after the death, after the beheading of the young lady who was killed by a person who wanted to marry her, he slaughtered her, and then people from Al-Azhar, this is the University of Islam, that it has the highest authority on earth to give the final word, whether this is right or wrong, whether this is forbidden or not. And the people, the representative of this university, came and they were saying, oh yeah, because she is not dressed according to the Islamic code and covering her head, and she got what she deserved. And the people of conscience in the Islamic world spoke up. So now that Al-Azhar, which is the highest authority, is under attack from the Muslim. Also the Jordanian young lady who got shot 5 times by a guy also who wanted to marry her, and she said no. He told her, I will kill you like the Egyptian guy killed the girl who said no. She didn't want to marry him. He slaughtered her. I will shoot you. He went to the college and shot her 5 times. She died. So now, even in the Islamic world, many people started to recognize that this is violence, and it's justified by this authority, the university, Al-Azhar University in Egypt. And this has to stop. So the 2 people who, I don't want to mention their name because they are unworthy of to be mentioned. These 2 people, or 2 creatures rather, went under. They cannot, one of them, he said, I will not talk ever again. Okay, so the majority of Muslims, they know that the Muslim Brotherhood teaching failed in its own land, in the Islamic countries. The top leaders like the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, all the leaders, they signed agreement already. It will take long, but agreement to become one with Israel. Israel is part of the region. They accepted that fact because they understood that this teaching is useless, and Israel was, before the coming of this ideology 1400 years ago, it existed. Not only that, many Jewish people lived in Arabia. They had their business in Arabia. They lived there with the Arabs. Only after this filth came 1400 years ago, animosity started to boil. So now, the Muslim in the Islamic countries started to rebel against that. So the Muslim Brotherhood, they know they cannot work in the mainland where they were authorized to. They lost. So where they work now, in Nigeria, in India, in Europe, in America, because people don't know so much about them. However, their time has ended. But how long they will continue, that will depend what kind of stand, what do you do in each country? What do we do as individuals? When they killed the tailor in India, I said, because he was trying to negotiate with them. You don't negotiate with a rat. You step on his head and kill him. Spit in his face and die. Don't capitulate. Thank you very much. We hope to hear from you.